New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams. NYC.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Knick of Time Show, here giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's time to celebrate a Knicks win. We owe the Suns an L, and we gave them an L. The Knicks beat the Suns 102-83 at home. Good shots for the win. Randle gives you 28 points, 6 assists, 16 rebounds, and a steal. Brunson comes back from injury with no rust seemingly, gives you 24 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson gives you 10 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. Grimes gets dirty and drops 12 on the head and dishes nice assists all night long. Quickly keeps it going, gives you 15 points on the night. The Knicks defense is locked in, only allowed 11 points in the first quarter. Hold this team to under 100, and also they didn't even foul in the first quarter. All in all, the Knicks dominate their matchups. And I didn't even Mitch, the second round pick of the draft, dominates the first round pick center and DeAndre Ayton. I don't know, 36. That pick 36 is looking better than the Ayton right now. I don't know. Shout out to the big Mitch. And the Knicks win 102-83. And the crowd goes, wow. Salute, it's gonna be a fun show tonight, man. Before we get into the details of the game and how we won, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. We're here after every game talking Knicks, so come join us after every game. Also, shout out to Fubo TV if you want to get MSG for free for 7 days and watch it on Fubo TV. All you gotta do is go to FuboTV.com/KOT. and you get the Knicks for free for 7 days, and tell them KOT sent you. You know what? You'll get the Knicks for free. You'll get other sports channels for free as well. And on top of that, there is no subscription. You can cancel whenever you want to. So shout out to Fubo TV for working with us. Now, let me introduce you to my guys. First and foremost, it is my man from the YouTube channel across the street. I call him the Raw Metaphor. It's the Raw Hebrew Remnant. What up?
What up, Jay Ellis and the KOT crew? Good to be with y'all today.
Very good. Very good to be with you guys. And of course, you know, Mr. Posting and Toasting contributor, Mr. KOT contributor. Well, he's not. He's on KOT. He's on KOT. ESPN contributor, SNY contributor. He's been on the air once again. And of course, the Deadspin. Shout out to my man, the Latin assassin, Lee Escobedo.
Let's go. This win, wasn't super pumped about beating a team without their best player dropping 27 a game, but there was lots to be happy about individually for the players that contribute on the Knicks side. That I am very thrilled about. Mm-hmm. And it's really nice to break that 5-game losing streak with a 2-game win streak, no matter how small it is. It's just nice to be winning again.
I agree. And you know what? I don't even care, really. I don't care about him being out. You know why? There was no sympathy for us. Sure. We were on a 4-game losing streak without RJ Barrett and Jalen Brunson for those 4 games. So
you ain't lying.
Listen, I don't care. I don't care. Taking this win, damn it. Taking this win. And it all starts at the defensive end. I'm going to just start with the defense. First of all, I'm shocked that Jalen Brunson played. He was at 90%, he said. But I was really looking to see how he moved around. And he moved around pretty well. It wasn't just the scoring that impressed me today and the playmaking. He fought over screens all night long. Hard closeouts on 3-point shooting. This team shot over like 47% from three over the last few games. They've been lighting it up, and the Knicks were locked in defensively, and Jalen Brunson was a part of that. So I don't know. I love the defense on this team, and even Julius Randle's defense. He was closing out on threes hard all night long, down to the wire. Even that last play of the game is out of reach for the Suns. Still hustles back to get the last second steal. I don't know. I'm gonna let Raw start off since he hasn't been here that much. Raw, what did you think about the game in general? What did you think about the Knicks defense and the statement that was made today, if you feel like it was a statement at all?
Yeah, well, the thing is that what happened to the Phoenix Suns today is what happened to the Knicks against San Antonio last Thursday. Every team goes through it. People were trying to jump on the 9-man rotation and this and that. Every team in the NBA goes through the fatigue. Everybody does. And tonight it was Phoenix's turn. And I'm just glad. I wanted them to win by 40 because I hate Phoenix because of how it happened last year and how it happened earlier this year. So I'm glad the Knicks spanked them, held them to 11 points in the first quarter. Now that's impressive. I don't care who you are. If you're in the NBA and you only score 11 points in the first quarter, you're either a very bad team or somebody put the clamps on you. I
Facts.
like the Knicks.
I agree. Lee.
Yeah, I disagree with that take from Raw on Twitter and here. I don't think it was fatigued for San Antonio. They had one game in between their Spurs did between the game before that, and then the Knicks had one game in between here. The Suns had one game in between today as well. So I think there was plenty of rest for them to do it. I think it was the rotation, and it was the players we had in the rotation, most namely Jalen Brunson, who adds a whole new level of stability to the roster when he's playing. It allows Miles McBride and Quentin and Emmanuel Quickley to not have to overexert as facilitators and to be more what they do best, which is play defense, do some off-ball facilitation, get guys involved, play dotted defense in the passing lanes. And Emmanuel Quickley is able to be more of a scorer than he was a facilitator, which is his best role off guard. I liked him in the starting lineup alongside Grimes and Brunson. That was a deadly trio. And I liked the rotation with Jalen Brunson, that steady hand outside the free throw shooting, which is a problem. And I am worried about moving forward because that's one of the reasons why we lost that game in Christmas against Philly. I liked what I'm seeing from Brunson back in the lineup, and I'm happy that he was here and helping up the play. I hope they didn't impact any injury moving forward.
I hear you. Listen, I'll say that with as far as the rotation, I mean, I didn't really have a problem with the rotation because we had Evan Fournier in the San Antonio game, so it doesn't really matter to me. I felt like the rotation was fine. My rotation problems had more to do with the Dallas game than the San Antonio game, but that's neither here or there. For today's win though, to me, I love the return of Jalen Brunson. He's definitely a tone setter. It's really took over the game in the second quarter. There was the time where we were only up 11 and there was like a little bit of a scramble. Jalen Brunson hits a three. It was a bailout three, rolls in. Then right after that, he hits another three. And next thing you know, that 11-point lead is now 8 because then Evan Fournier hits a 2 and we start to blow the game open. We're moving the ball. Everybody's feeling good. Our second unit is screening the hell out of their big men, getting Jalen Brunson wide open threes, wide open mid-range games, allowing him to get into the paint, dish into the corner, and the Knicks blow the game open, had a 32-point lead at a certain point. So I really love the fact that Jalen Brunson came here with a vengeance and really put this game apart. Also, you talked about Emmanuel Quickley's 2 role. It's funny. I think even the defense, shout out to RJ. He hasn't been here. One of Emmanuel Quickley's strength is that rotation, the defensive rotations at point of attack are sharper when Emmanuel Quickley's in the game, when Quickley and Grimes and Deuce are in the game. I think that allowed us to really start to put the clamps on the defense and really swarm around, because I didn't really see any open threes all day, or even open shots, mind you. The only open shot I really saw maybe was like a Deandre Ayton mid-ranger, and then after that, everything he hit was contested over Mitch. So I think we just did a great job evolving defensively, getting back to certain principles that we know that I felt were kind of missing in the last few games. You heard me talking about that, and it continued from the first half into the second half as well. And if we want to make another run and build on another win streak, we have to keep consistently doing those things, like closing out on 3-point shooters, playing defense, and not have slippage. So great job by Randle, great job by Brunson, setting the tone on defense, and also quickly who stepped up and proved on that end as well.
Absolutely. I think it was there was a play, I think it was in the fourth quarter, where Phoenix threw a home run and Randle sprinted and stole it. And I was like, hey man, see, if we could get that from him, if we could get that from him every night, we'd be talking MVP candidate. If we could get that from him every night. And like tonight, he shot 4 of 12 from 3, 7 of 18 from the field. I mean, he was all the two-way game off the charts today. And if we could get that, Julius, the Knicks are a serious threat in the East. And we can get that from him, because Brunson's a warrior. He's going to come to play every night. He's going to do that. And the hallmark of depth is what you're seeing. RJ is out, and here comes quickly, and he's playing 35 plus minutes a game, and he's scoring, and he's rebounding, and he's assisting, and he's playing defense, and you're not missing a beat. That's depth, man. That's why the Knicks are deep, and that's why I wasn't worried about the losing streak that much. But I know we're going to get better as the season goes on, as all of these guys. The thing is, what I like about it, we haven't seen the ceiling. I mean, I'm not talking about career ceiling. I'm talking about season ceiling. We haven't seen the ceiling of the Knicks yet. And so as they continue to play, they're going to continue to get better. And I'm excited about what we're going to see.
Yeah. I have to agree with you, Raw, on I wasn't super worried about the skid either. More so because we were missing 2 of our starters. When you have 40 points out of the starting lineup, I'm not going to be talking about, coaching problems and stuff, because that's like a big.
Yeah. I mean, what was Tiff supposed to do?
Even
and what it was.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
No, even if there is coaching problems and there's things I don't agree with, as often it happens, I'm not going to super overemphasize that, because I know once all the guys come back, there's going to be, the training is going to be right back on the rails. But I agree.
Like I said, the Knicks are not like any other NBA team in many aspects. There's a 9-man rotation in most NBA teams. There is slumps in most NBA teams. Players go through shooting slumps on all the NBA teams. So it's part of the game. To me, it's more of a marathon. So since it's an 82-game season, you have to project what can they do over the course of the season and how can they improve. They're continually improving. And with McBride, with Quickly, with Grimes, these young kids are getting this type of minutes the first time in all of their careers. And so it's showing, in how they can do it. And as Brunson, I really wanted Brunson to sit today because I wanted to make sure he was completely healthy, because I know when he comes back completely healthy, we're going to be all right. So I'm looking forward to San Antonio on Wednesday night. And I'm hoping that, because it looks like D Rose sat today because he was hurt. So I'm hoping that Brunson, is getting to the point of being fully healed.
Yeah, I agree with your guys' takes on the young guys. I'm glad that winning or losing, we're doing it behind them. That this is, Deuce McBride and Quentin Grimes are getting, and Emmanuel Quickly are getting major minutes, opposed to Fournier and Derrick Rose. I think that's a positive. No matter winning or losing, you're developing your players and giving them real-time reps in games that matter, especially in this critical point of the season that we've been doing now. We're over one game, over 500 going to the new season. I do think there's been some troublesome coaching situations during the losing streak. And I didn't like that the losing streak followed right after a winning streak. It made me negate a lot of the positives that I saw because the losses were so significant. It was a very clutch loss to the Bulls, another clutch loss against Philly on Christmas Day that came down to free throws, and been a disastrous, maybe the worst loss in recent memory against Dallas, where Tibbs did not put Jericho Sims in on the free throw line to box out and make sure Luka didn't that rebound. Those losses, and then right after losing to the league worst Spurs. To me, signaled mental collapses. I think this team needs a little bit more. I agree with Raw, but we haven't seen the ceiling. I just don't know what that ceiling is. Is it 5 games over 500? Is it 8 or 9? I'm not sure. So, yeah, I think we'll see that come February when the trade deadline comes and passes. But I think we still need to add some talent.
I disagree completely with Lee because if you looked at the game, it was Deuce McBride and Grimes fighting over a rebound. If one of them gets that rebound, the game is over. And so that was a fluke play. Deuce and Grimes collided in midair, and that's where Luka got the ball right there. So if one of them, and they both had it in their possession, if one of them could have got that rebound, that game is over. So that was a fluke. But aside from that, the Knicks, as far as ceiling, nobody really knows what anybody's ceiling is, but there is a ceiling, and they haven't reached it. That's the key, because to me, that only means that they're going to get better, and that's important. So as long as we know there's still room for them to get better, and they're playing like this right now. I mean, when you think about it, okay, they lost 5 straight, they won 8 straight, they just won 2 straight. Okay, so that means in the last 17 games, they're 10-5 or something like that. Or what is it? Yeah, 15 games, they're 10-5. I'll take that. If you can give me 15 games and be 10-5 every 15 games, I'll take that every time. I'll take that 7 days out of 7. So I think they're doing good, and I'm very excited because I know, unless some unforeseen injuries come, but I think they're going to do better. So I don't, to me, the criticism of Tibbs is really over the top. But to me, he's doing all he can do with this roster he has. Everybody's expecting him to be the perfect chess player. He's not, but he's a really good coach. And I think for now, we're in a really good position. Tibbs, to me, I guarantee he's going to play out his 2 years. He's got 2 more years after this. He's going to be there. Maybe after that, they replace him for a guy that's younger and maybe, ready to go to the next level. But right now, we are where we're supposed to be. I like where we are, and I like where the Knicks are as a team.
Really good coach is pure hyperbole. I totally disagree with that. And the antidote toward Miles McBride and Quentin Grimes fighting over the rebound is true. The point is, it shouldn't have been them two. It should have been one of them and Jericho Sims fighting over the rebound. Not having Sims in the game was a coaching mistake and led to us being in that position with 2 guards of fighting over rebound instead of one of our best rebounding.
So what is your definition of a really good coach? What is your definition? What's that? What's that?
Ime, I-M-E, Udoka.
What is your definition of a really good coach?
Someone who can be a tactician, both in in-game scenarios to make adjustments, both with the roster and play calling, and also someone who can galvanize a team to play day in, day out consistently the right way, offensively and defensively.
Well, let me tell you mine. It's a guy that's been in the league 20 years and has a winning record in the toughest league in the NBA. That's Tom Thibodeau. And with 3 different teams, has won Coach of the Year on 2 different teams, okay, including with the Knicks 2 years ago. And if they continue to do this, he's in the running this year. Ime Udoka came into a team that was stacked. 2 players that you draft in the lottery are playing at a high level. So I'm not saying Ime Udoka is a bad coach, but that's a poor definition of a good coach. You're talking about longevity in the NBA. Larry Brown never won the big one for 20 years, and then he wins it with Detroit. Okay.
Let's talk about longevity. Lenny Wilkins was in the lead for 40 years, was an all-time winningest coach and all-time losingest coach at the same time. So I think that argument can go out the window if you omit nuance, and I think that argument did.
Lenny Wilkins was a great coach, not a good coach.
No, he wasn't.
A great coach.
No.
A great coach.
You can't be the most winningest coach and the most losingest coach and be a great coach.
Yeah,
You're
you can.
Coach.
Yeah, you can.
You're not a great coach.
First of all, UB Brown is a good coach. And he wasn't the winningest coach.
UB Brown's my favorite coach.
And he's not the winningest coach.
But
he didn't win the championship, but he's a really good coach. Listen, man, you talking about the league. This ain't college, bro. This ain't college or high school. This the league, bro. This the league.
The NBA podcast. I'm talking NBA. I just disagree.
I don't know. You sound like you're talking NC2A. I'm talking NBA. The brother been coaching for 20 years.
You're talking NBA 2K.
The brother been talking for 20 years, man. That ain't NBA 2K.
Doesn't make him a good coach.
That's a career, bro.
Been in the league a long time. He's a horrible coach.
Bro, look.
These coaches are revolving.
He probably forgot more about basketball than many people even know. That's the thing. He has probably forgotten more about basketball than most people even know. He has coached alongside Greg Popovich on Olympic teams as well as international teams. Put some respect on that man's name. Buying into this crap, man, about Tibbs, fire Tibbs, and all this bullshit. No, man, Tibbs has been coaching 20 years. You don't win 2 coach of the years on 2 different teams in the NBA unless you can coach.
No, he got fired also by those 2 franchises.
Man, what coach hasn't been fired?
There are many coaches that got fired, but the reason he got fired is that the team lost a team.
Man, stop it, man. Stop it.
You really believe that fired?
Man, stop it, man.
You really believe that?
Every coach gets fired, man. Come on. Every coach gets fired. Everybody gets fired.
It's how you get fired and when you get fired. He got fired 2.5 seasons into Minnesota.
We started the conversation by saying Tibbs is a really good coach, and you tried to say he wasn't. Then you're trying to say because he got fired.
He's an average coach. He's not a horrible coach.
Average means 500. He's above 500, sir. He's above 500.
Yes, but you have to add nuance.
Average is 500.
You had Derrick Rose with that team, which boosted his percentage. He didn't have that in Minnesota. He doesn't have that now.
Smart, Jason Tatum, and Jalen Brown on his teams, and that doesn't matter, does it?
Raw, he didn't have that in Minnesota. He doesn't have it in New York, which is not overwhelming.
First of all, everybody in the world knows that when it comes to playoffs, Cat is the softest dude in the league.
He is.
And he brought that team to the playoffs.
But hold on a second.
The same way he did against Atlanta.
Oh my God, man. Please, you know what? Go ahead, man. Go ahead with that.
All right.
Go ahead with that. Waka Flocka, stop.
Hold on. All right.
Man, go ahead with that.
I was trying to let y'all rock.
You're wrong.
But I'm kind of splitting. I split the difference between you guys. As far as the coaching thing, I'm not on the fired coach side with Lee. I don't think we have to fire the coach this year or anything like that. I feel like that's a little bit too aggressive for what's been happening this season. We are over 500. We're winning. Yes, I have my gripes with Tom Thibodeau, but at the end of the day, he's done the job well. I think he's he's a really good coach. He's proven to take other franchises who are losing and get them to winning because he's a guy who can put a system and a structure in place. He's done it in different places. Where I think he fails at is adjusting. The front office has helped him adjust by taking away some of the older guys and kind of being in his ear. So I keep saying this. I feel like we're going to have to move on from Tom Thibodeau eventually because there is a ceiling when it comes to the playoffs. Even though and
Jay Ellis, we saying the same thing. I'm not saying the dude is perfect. I'm saying he's a really good coach. There's a lot to be coaching in the NBA, you have to be good. Okay. Yeah. And so he's above 500. So that means he's better than average. Number one. Number two, I've always said, I believe he's going to finish out his 5 years in New York, and then they're going to get somebody else, somebody younger that could take them to the next level. But for right now, he's the perfect coach for us, for right now. And he is going to be here, so why gripe about it? He's going to be here. If you're a Nets fan or you're a fan of the Utah Jazz or somebody, okay, I can see you breaking on Tibbs. But if you're supposed to be a New York Knicks fan, you're supposed to be supporting your coach. This is a dude that has a good enough record for us to not be jumping at him every time they're on the losing streak. This dude this is his 3rd year in New York. This is his 3rd year. And he's already a winning coach. This is 3rd season. He's the first coach in 10 years to get New York to a winning record after the first of the year. In 10 years.
I don't buy your propaganda at all. I don't have to support.
Bro, you don't even know what propaganda is.
Hold on,
that's what
I'm hearing it right now.
Hold on.
You can't even tell what propaganda is.
Right now.
Easy.
Stop it. I'm talking about facts. You talking about propaganda.
Hold on.
Saying that you have to support the coach because he's a Knicks coach is propaganda. I don't have to. I don't think Tom Thibodeau's the right coach.
No, I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying people that are Knicks fans have to.
No.
I'm saying people that are Knicks fans. No. If you fans of a team, that means by definition you support the team.
JLS, do you agree with that?
No, I don't think you have to support. I don't think you have to support somebody just because you do have to support them to a certain extent. There's support. This is support, and then there's criticism.
No, my man Jay Ellis, I like how you trying to thread the needle like Obama. Go ahead, sir.
There's support and there's criticism, right? I support the Knicks. Last year, I supported Julius Randle, but when the play got to a point where I felt like he was disgusting, I wanted him gone because I didn't feel like he was performing to the standards which I wanted him to perform. So so because I wanted him gone doesn't necessarily mean I want him to support the team, but I feel like when certain people who say they don't support the team, I feel like they root against people who do good. I feel like it's not supporting the team.
Well, this is the thing. I will give Lee this. I'll give Lee this. Lee speaks when he thinks that the team is doing good, he'll say they're doing good. The real haters never have anything good to say, and they claim they support the Knicks. That's what I'm talking about. There are people out here that even during the 8-game winning streak were being negative about the Knicks.
Right.
Those are haters posing as New York Knicks fans. So I'll give you that. If you think something is wrong, you say something's wrong. If you think something's right, you say something's right. We just don't agree what's wrong and what's right.
Exactly.
But I ain't gonna say. I'm saying as a Knicks fan, I've watched the Knicks for a long time, and I've seen many teams. And this is a good head coach and a good front office, comparatively speaking. And to me, being over 500 for the first time since Mike Woodson was coaching, to me proves he's a good coach. And he hasn't even completed 3 seasons yet. So that I'm happy about that.
Yeah, we have a different bar of expectations, but you're right. I do give props where props are due. I've changed my mind on Julius Randle. I appreciated Tom Thibodeau when he cut the rotation to 9 men. I think that was the right move to remove Evan Fournier from the rotation. And I like the Miles McBride's minutes have gone up as well as Emmanuel Quickley. And I think Quentin Grimes should have been the starting 2-guard over Cam Reddish and Evan Fournier. So, he's done a good job defensively to build a culture here of players that are buying into it and committed to it. But I think on the offensive side, he lacks creativity and imagination, and it's held us back from reaching our full potential outside of Randle ISOs.
No, I think last year, I think Tibbs let go of the rope offensively and just started focusing on Randle too much. But I don't see that this year. This year, I see, because of the fact that they got Brunson, it adds a dimension of balance to the team, period. And I think it's helped Julius. It's helped everybody. So I feel, and Tibbs, I believe, really wanted the Brunsons, both of them, with him, as well as the front office. So it worked out. But I'm not really to me, I'm not saying Tibbs is Mike D'Antoni offensively, but to me, they're doing a lot better. And I've been noticing a lot more off-ball movement this year than in his first 2 seasons.
I feel like both of your perspectives on the coaching is the same. It's just the direction. Because Lee feels like he hit the ceiling now, he thinks we should eject now. And because
you mean as far as Randle?
I feel like
You mean eject on Randle or Tibbs?
Eject on. He feels like he should eject on Tibbs now.
I see.
Which I don't agree with. I feel like we still have to. I feel like we have to do that later. I don't think now is the time. But I feel like your assessment is the same. It's just y'all views on what's good versus what's great is it's very minuscule and muddy. But
I can live with that. I just, like I said, I'm all for continuity after seeing so many coaches revolve through here. So to me, Tibbs is good enough to play out his 5-year deal, and I think the Knicks will be better for it after he gets his whole 5 years done, which now he's halfway through it at 2.5 seasons.
I think it's likely that he does follow through on that 5-year commitment, since Leon Rose and him are such tight friends, and it's that level of nepotism within the front office that worries me. As well as Jalen Brunson, can guys be held accountable when everyone is so close outside of basketball? So that's my main concern. I think that Tibbs has reached the same line that he met in Minnesota, where that team met the potential and he was fired after 2.5 seasons. I think he should be fired now, because we both agree at some point he's going to be let go. We just disagree on when.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he plays out his the problem in Minnesota, which I think a lot of people overlook, and I can understand it, is in Minnesota, Tibbs was president of basketball operations, general manager, and head coach. I haven't seen very many people, if I can't think of any off the top of my head, but very few that are able to run all of those 3 pieces. And to me, he made mistakes with his trades, with his draft, because he was running the whole show. And having Leon Rose and a guy like a Brock Aller, a guy like a Walt Perrin, where he doesn't get to make every final decision, helps him.
Yep.
But I think that's what hurt him in. So I don't hold that against him.
That and that
Shoot,
Jimmy
if you
Butler
give me all of that
situation.
money and telling me run the whole show, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to do it too. Doc Rivers tried it with the Clippers, but they didn't fire him. They just took away the president's box from him and let him be the coach. But I mean, to me, nobody could really do that. I think he took on too much, but it was a challenge that was something he probably couldn't say no to.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was more the Jimmy Butler. I think that was that and the Jimmy Butler thing. But I'm gonna move on. I'm glad we got. For those who guys are watching, I kind of saw this coming.
We're two guys that don't run from the smoke. You know what I mean?
I saw this coming for like a week. I was like, ooh, when Lee and Raw get on at the same time. Both of y'all like two bulls. So I was like,
and JL is you the middle, man. You the middle man. You the bottom.
Definitely the middle man on this one. This is the middle man. But salute to the chat. Shout out to everybody who's rocking with the show. If you're new here, we got a lot of people. 163 in the chat.
We got that Maury Povich going.
Facts.
So we just don't have no chairs to throw.
Yeah, exactly.
I threw my own chair after that Mavs. Man.
Oh man, yeah. Lee was at the Mavs game. If you don't know, but just salute to the chat. If you like the channel so far, hit the like button, subscribe button. We go live after every game. Both of these two are always on at the same time, so you probably won't get that action. But you'll get me, you'll get Raw, you'll get Lee, you'll get Ryan G, and you'll get Knicks analysis, and you'll get all different varying opinions and different angles all the time. So hit that like button, subscribe button if you feel in the show. All right, and also Raw has a channel too, so support Raw's channel as always. That's my guy. Always got love for Raw. All right. At Raw Hebrew Remnant. Okay. All right, cool. Let's get to Julius Randle. Cause we still didn't really break down the game because we got on the coach thing. Yeesh, man. I was really hard on Julius Randle last year. Really hard. More so towards the end of the year. And we touched on this earlier, Lee, on Twitter. But is it me? Or did Julius Randle get better this year as a player? I kind of feel like his ceiling was that COVID year, but there's certain things when reading game situations, reading passes, reading double teams, is getting a lot sharper. Even him getting Mitchell Robinson the ball in the dunker spots more frequently is something I haven't seen before. He's not just relying on corner threes off of double teams. He's leading people to passes in the open spot when the passing lane isn't there. That's something he did with Grimes. Grimes was at the 3-point line at the corner. He throws the ball like 2-3 feet to the right of him, leading him to the pass for open three. Randle's gotten better, man. Is it just me?
No. First, a guy. Okay, I don't think any of us or anybody in Knicks Nation would, really questions the elite talent level of Julius Randle. He's a talent. There's no doubt about that. And to me, it has been about how the game is played in his head.
Yeah.
For most of his career. So this year, he's playing the best in his career, in my opinion, because he's just made subtle, nuanced changes. For example, do you notice he'll get double teamed in the corner and you can see him looking both across court and he's looking at the top of the key and he's usually making the right pass. Okay. He has not made it all the time, but usually he's making the right pass. Just that awareness and the patience to say, okay, I'm going to wait. You guys can't guard everybody, right. So I'm going to wait. And the Knicks get into position, and he'll either catch somebody on a cross court for an open three or give it to the guy next to him. That is an indicative thing of the fact that this guy's IQ has gotten to a new level. And I don't know, to be fair, I don't know if it's strictly just pure IQ, or does he feel less of a burden to have to carry the offense
Right.
because he's got everybody now? You got Brunson, you got Grimes, and he really trusts Grimes like he did Bullock. And then, of course, you got RJ. So he's got more help around him so he doesn't feel like he has to try to do everything. And the fact that he's backing off from doing that, he's become a really and I'm thinking like I got PTSD. So I'm like, is he gonna revert back to, Randle of last year, or is he gonna keep playing like this? Because if he keeps playing like this, man, this guy's really good.
He
So
hasn't done
and
the
he's gonna help the
turnover
team.
in like a year.
Yeah, he's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's,
So I'm sorry, go ahead, Lee.
I think he's playing with a lot better supporting cast this season, and that's helped not only ease a load, but when he makes a pass or he makes a decision making, a better player is catching it and doing something with it than it was last year. I think the addition of Quentin Grimes into the starting lineup has really helped him find someone who can not only catch his passes and knock down a three, but he can find him as a cutter getting under the basket for easy layups. And Jalen Brunson is a much better point guard than Burks, Payton, Kemba Walker. I mean, he's playing with a bona fide all-star point guard, and that does a lot to help him as a facilitator and more of a focused scorer. And he's making quicker decisions. He's not thinking about it when he puts the ball. He's scoring more in a fluid motion, which I like too. It reminds me of Chris Webber in that way. Webber used to, when he would hold the ball, it usually ended up to be a bridge shot, but when he would catch it,
that's a good comp.
smoothly shoot it.
That's a good comp.
Yeah, he operated a lot in the elbow too, just like Randle. So there's a lot of similarities there. And I think when he got Mike Bibby, he was a better player than he was with Jason Williams. So I think that Randle's, we're seeing the reaping the benefits of him with Brunson. And give Tom Thibodeau his props. Thibs is mixing up the lineup a lot more this year too. A lot of the bench players are playing with the starters more to develop that continuity to where no matter who's out there, Randle can't play favorites and just play a two-man game with Fournier. He's playing better with Mitch. He's playing better with RJ. He's playing better with Brunson. And that some props has to do both with Thibodeau's rotations and Randle's mindset.
And also, not to start this argument again, but I think as long as you have Thibodeau, that helps Randle stay the way he is, because him and Thibodeau are pretty tight in terms of, he's used to Thibodeau. And Thibodeau doesn't put foot in Randle's behind like he does with everybody else. And maybe, it reminds me a lot. I don't know if you guys remember this. Well, you probably don't. But the Celtics from the 70s had a guy that had come from the ABA out of North Carolina named Charlie Scott. Charlie Scott was a great player. And he was all about individual stats until he came to the Celtics. And he came to the Celtics and they wanted to chip with him. And the thing is, they were asking him about Red Auerbach. And he said Red knew how to handle different players based on their emotional makeup. And he gave an example. He said one day Red was walking into the practice facility and he saw JoJo White, and he asked about JoJo White's son. And JoJo White smiled and was telling him about the son. Then he cursed out Paul Silas, and Paul Silas cursed him out back, and he knew how to handle each player based on their makeup. And he said by the time he came through, everybody was in a good mood because he had touched the right course. Maybe Tibbs feels he can't go at Randle like that without Randle tripping. So he kind of leaves Randle alone and then let the team come to him. And up until this year, I wouldn't have thought it was going to work. But bringing in Brunson and then doing the same thing, it has worked, and Randle has matured. So I like the way it's going right now. And I think that Tibbs and Randle are kind of tied at the hip. That's why I don't think they're trading Randle either.
And I want to also say this. There's other things that I've noticed from Randle as well. I've noticed he seems to be baiting people into fouls a lot more. When we get into trouble, as part of that basketball IQ rising to another level, Phoenix Suns start to go on a little bit of a run. Randle is looking for the swipe throughs on some Chris Paul stuff, and he's getting to the line.
Yeah,
Randle is, man, and I will also say this. At first, I contributed it to Jalen Brunson being here, but that game stretch, that 5-game stretch, even though we only won one game, I was looking at his demeanor very closely because I was anticipating him imploding mentally when Jalen Brunson wasn't there to kind of be a buffer. And he didn't.
That's right.
Even when his back was against the wall, he had that same kind of even kill demeanor. And it didn't always result in wins and losses, but I just appreciated the mental process that Randle was going through. So And even through that stretch too, I don't think he had any crazy games where he's throwing bad passes and turnovers when Jalen Brunson wasn't there either. So I really think that his basketball IQ has actually gotten better, and I didn't.
Yeah, I was looking just like you just, and I was like, okay, except for this San Antonio game, to me, he was saving energy for the offense and not putting the complete effort on the defense, and it showed.
Yeah.
But aside from, and I consider that a minor thing compared to last year. So but over the 5-game losing streak, I have no problems with Julius Randle. I mean, he has been really playing solid all-star level basketball. So he's within himself. He's not doing too much. He's really playing in the team concept. So I have no problem with Julius Randle. And to me, that was the proof, the 5-game losing, that he really has changed.
Yeah, probably top 6 power forward in the league right now.
Oh, I would say definitely.
I would go higher.
Me too. I would say top 4.
Top
right
4?
Now. Top 4. Yeah, I would say as far as power forwards, top 4.
Okay, top 4.
Top 6 gets him to the 3rd team All NBA. I think he should be at least 2nd team All NBA at this point.
I agree with that.
We got top 3 in the chat. I so okay. People say I'm not trading Randle. Yeah, I'm not. I've been off trading Randle's talk for about like 3 weeks to a month right now. I've moved on from that.
I think the front office has too. I don't think the front office has any. Same way with Tibbs. I might want him gone, but the front office ain't firing him, and they're not moving Randle either. It's much more likely Obi is moved before Randle.
I just think they're trying to get they're trying to get Fournier's contract off their books for the summer for an expiring deal, and I think that Cam is they're going to try to make Cam a carrot for that. They don't have to do anything with Rose because he's expiring, so that's 14.7 coming off. But if they can get an expiring money for Fournier and Cam, that now you just created $38 million in cap space for next summer. So I think that to me that's the play.
Yeah, you got to re-sign quickly at this point. Early in the season, I was okay with not re-sign him and trade him, but I would really like Emmanuel quickly to stay at this point.
I think does anybody know like when's the soonest they can offer him the extension, 4-year deal?
Is it this summer?
It has to be by this summer, right? Because he's going to be in his what? This will be his 4th season coming up next year, right? So
I feel it's got to be him and OB are eligible.
Yeah, I think you should lock because you could get OB cheap right now, and I would try to get both of them locked up cheap right now because of what OB has done over the first 3 years in the league and getting hurt now. I think we could get him like 3 years, 39, and I would try to do that as soon as I could. But I think I would offer quick 4 years, 72, and see if he bites because I'd like to lock him up, man.
Yeah, that's a good number. So you're thinking like $18 million a year for quickly?
Yeah, 18. I think that's a good number.
Money.
Yeah, a guy that could start when you need him to start and certainly can be effective off the bench. And it's a little high, but for what he's doing for us, he's well worth it. So I would say I would try to offer that or float that out to his people and see if we can lock him up before we have to go to free agency with him, man.
The shooting will get better. He's doing everything else at a really high level, rebounding, passing, defense is unbelievable. He's one of the best defenders in the league. The shooting's the only issue right now. So I think once that, and he's only 23 years old. I mean, he's in his 30s. He's 22. The kid's going to get better.
Yeah. Actually, he is 23. I was surprised at that too. He's at 23. But even 23, he's only in his 3rd season. So, I definitely, I'm very impressed. He has really, to me, I'm impressed with his improvement over the last 3 years. I was concerned about that, if he wasn't going to, grow. But he's grown in every aspect of the game. So I'm all in on IQ, and I would love to keep him. To me, I think that would be the Knicks' top priority, trying to lock him up.
Yeah, you already know me. I've been IQ gang from the rip.
Yeah, you have been. You was IQ in the draft, wasn't you?
Not even so. I liked IQ in the draft, but I felt like he can improve because I just liked his work ethic. He has that work ethic that's kind of infectious. I kind of see some kind of leadership qualities in him a little bit. He's a little bit erratic, but he studies. But between the way he studies film hard and practices hard, I just kind of feel like it's just a matter of time before it all comes together. And that plus his free throw shooting, I keep thinking, man, between the free throw shooting being the way it is, the shooting has to come around at some point. And I just felt like if I bet on him, it's going to come together at some point. Everything, and he'll be like a nice, complete player.
No, he's only in his third season, man. He still got upside. He still got upside.
Still has
so
upside.
He's gonna get better.
And I think, and like even this little stretch, even though we didn't win, like I can see him being close to a 20-point per game scorer if he was actually given starters minutes from a team. Like it's not crazy to think he can be 18 points a game, like 4 or 5 rebounds as a point guard, and maybe like 6 assists or something like that. It's just a matter of like, what are you getting on the shooting end, and how sustainable is it for him to defend bigger guards consistently? That's like the only thing, because that's how I felt like what happened with the Spurs game. The Spurs game, we had too many little guards versus guys with length, and it beat us in that first quarter, even though we adjusted. But we can't hit that. We're gonna need some bigger guys.
You mean the Spurs
or
the Sixers? Are you talking about the Spurs or the Sixers?
The Spurs.
Okay.
The first quarter, we gave up 38 points to the Spurs. We beat them. The second half of the game, we outscored them in both halves. But the first quarter we lost by 30. We lost by a lot. The second quarter was pretty much even, and the third and fourth quarters, the Knicks actually outscored the Spurs. It was really one quarter that killed us. But I felt like throughout the game, the problem was we were in the right spots defensively sometimes, but they were just longer, and they were just able to shoot over the top of Grimes, not quickly, and Deuce, and we just needed more length, which is why I was kind of hoping to get C-Cam or something. Or even,
well, as I said, I feel the Spurs game was fatigue to me. I just feel like that was fatigue, and they had to get used to that, and they did by the time they played Saturday night. But I mean, to me, I think IQ, his best basketball is ahead of him, and where he is right now, the 4-year 72. I'm hoping he would take that. And I don't know, but I would offer it, and then hopefully he takes it and stays a Knick. And then we're in good shape. You know, we have a nice guard rotation for at least the next 4 years. So I think I don't know when they could do it, but hopefully, you know, as soon as they can, they get that they make that happen. Don't wait till like Mitch Rob, you know, until, you know, the summer he's going to be a free agent to decide to give him the money.
I agree.
I think he's one of our young core that really enjoys being here. I think he was happy to be drafted here, and he's developed really good chemistry with McBride, and especially his best friend Obi Toppin and Sims to a certain degree as well. So I would love to have him as Ross said, as a pinch hitter in the starting lineup when someone's down to injury. Mm-hmm. With his size, Grimes being a little undersized, Brunson obviously being undersized, McBride too. I would like for the focus in the front office to get someone Cam-like, someone with some wingspan and height to fill in, because RJ really is your biggest perimeter defender right now. And I think we need 1 or 2 more guys out there locked down to the 3 and 4 position when you have a small, quick 4 or a really big, oversized 3 like a Paul George, someone to play defense. So that should be the priority, as well as re-sign IQ. Yeah.
And we talked about it earlier, Roy. You kind of made up a short list of people to get on a flyer. I remember Roy talked about it. I forgot we talking about. We said Lonnie Williams,
Lonnie Walker.
I'm sorry, Lonnie Walker, who's on the Lakers right now via the Spurs.
If you could possibly get Tari Eason, I would love to get him out.
Oh, me too.
I would love that, but I don't see that.
Yeah, I've been very high on him. I'm not thinking about Mathurin because Indiana would never give him up. I can't see them making that. You know,
I like Kenyon Martin Jr. a lot.
What's that?
Kenyon Martin Jr. on Houston Rockets. Kid's a dog.
Oh yeah, no, he's not bad. He's not bad. That's right. I like him too.
Athletic,
he's
long.
Not bad.
I like him.
That's right. He's not bad. He's not bad. A guy like that is a guy you could get relatively cheap too. I don't think you have to pay a lot of money for him.
No,
I agree.
I agree.
You might be able to get him for the mid-level
too, and Josh Hart, and we had all other people we was talking about.
Josh Hart, yep, I like Josh Hart. He's another guy you could get at a not, I wouldn't say cheap, but you could get him at a very reasonable price, not somebody you got to overpay for. And then of course the Jalen Brunson Villanova thing, you know, is there too. So I think, you know, you can get him. So I mean, there's several people. I'm just thinking in terms of it's going to be interesting because they locked up Jericho Sims for 3 seasons. I think he's right, 3 years, 6 million or something like that. So
Right.
they locked him up for 3 seasons. I want to see. I mean, we don't have to worry about him for 2 more years plus this year. So we could get another guy instead of Cam that might get into the 9-man rotation. Josh Hart would fit. I like him
I would
there.
love that. I would
And
love
I think
that.
that's more. I think that's more realistic because isn't he going to be a free agent?
I think so. I think he's
Yeah.
gonna be a free agent for
Yeah.
sure.
So if he's going to be a free agent, and then you again, I mean, sometimes I discount stuff like this, like the same agent, the same college team. Sometimes I discount it. But in Josh Hart's case, if you give him a decent number, doesn't have to be mind blowing. But I think you can. What's he getting paid now? Is he getting paid anything north of 15 right now?
What
Josh
happened?
Hart. Is Josh Hart getting anything paid more of 15 million right now? Is he getting anything
I
north
can't
of 15?
imagine that because he's always been like a kind of a career backup. You
Because
know what
I'm
I mean?
thinking that's the number. If I can get him for 15 million, see the salary cap is rising. So if you can get because you can have with the rise in the salary cap, I think you can have many players, like at least 6 players, 15 or more, and not really kill you. Because you're going to get minimum contracts for a few guys. You're going to have a guy that you're going to pay a lot of money to, and you can get a bunch of medium guys. And so you can get a good core of 15 plus million guys and play with that. Let me just see, what is this?
Oh, hold
Okay,
on, hold on. I got
I'm
super
just looking
chat.
him up on Hoops Hype.
Denny Thomas
You got some money?
sends a $10 super chat. He says, "How about we trade for Cam Reddish for Chris Duarte from the Pacers?"
Oh yeah, Pacers would do that.
Yeah, listen, Chris Duarte's he had like a down year this year. I kind of liked
I
him
wouldn't trade.
last year. Honestly, defensively, he fits into a Tibbs type of scheme where he's going to have that basketball IQ, and he's going to be in the right place in the right time when it comes to rotation. And the shooting, the 3-point shooting, I feel like will be back. I think it's just a shortcoming right now because he was injured. If it's a trade buy low situation, I'm with getting Chris Duarte because I feel like the shooting is going to come back and the defense will still be there. He's still kind of limited defensively when it comes to his versatility, but the IQ and the grit is going to be there.
Yeah, I think Duarte would be a great fit. I just don't think Indiana would give him up. I'm thinking we can get a guy like Hart as a free agent.
Right.
Because Hart, right now, I'm looking at this. Hart season this year is guaranteed at 12,960,000, and his 23-24 is non-guaranteed. So basically, he becomes a free agent.
Right.
He has to be on the roster by June 25th, 2023 for that next season to be guaranteed.
Right. I see somebody saying
so he can come to New York.
Yeah, I'm with. But salute to the chat. Thank you for the super chat. Yo, I still want to talk about other people. Yo, we went off a lot of tangents. Can I talk about Mitch for a second?
Please bring up Mitch Rob
for a second.
Yeah, let's trade Mitch Rob for Ayton. Let's get that twice the salary for half the value. Let's do that.
Wait. When was Ayton drafted?
When was he drafted? He was drafted lottery, right? He was he number one?
He was a Luka year, number one, 2019.
Oh, he was a Luka year?
Yeah, he was the number one pick, right?
Everybody that passed on Luka got to be feeling dumb right now.
Yeah.
He was a Luka year? Okay.
And I knew the answer. I knew he was drafted number one. I just wanted y'all to say it out loud because he got owned by the 36th pick of the draft, the second round.
That's exactly right. Mitch Robinson, baby. Have you guys noticed, like when Mitch Rob, there's certain games he has this fire in his eyes, man. And I saw it today. I was like, oh shoot, he's taking this. He's like Michael Jordan. I'm taking this personally.
He's taking because he got drafted in his year. They were drafted the same year, and that's your position. Okay, I'm gonna let you know. Mitch wants the bag. Mitch wants a bigger bag. And to get the bigger bag,
he's locked in for 4 years, right?
Matchups.
He's locked in for 4 years, right?
Yeah, he's locked in for 4 years. But I'm talking about after the 4 years.
Yeah, we'll worry about that then. Yeah. I mean, but you know what? Right now, this boy, we got to steal, man. We got to steal. We got to steal, man. Shoot. But yeah, so he's got, now you got me on the Josh Hart tip. So Josh Hart is non-guaranteed for next year. We got a player option next summer.
Okay, so if he feels like I can see him.
So like a lot of players like to do. I don't know if saying he's gonna do it, but he's owed approximately 13 million if he comes back, right? So instead of taking the 13, he could say, "Okay, New York, you're gonna give me 4 years, 60. I'll opt out."
Right.
You know,
I'll opt out and go. I can see that
I'll
happening.
opt out and come to y'all. And I think that would be, how tall is this guy? I don't even know how tall is
You said 6'4", Josh Hart.
he? Yeah, is he 6'4"? I don't know. Is that he tall? Okay.
Undersized, but he's a killer rebounder.
He's like Grimes, then, isn't he? He's like a Grimes type guy.
I guess I would like somebody taller and longer, but
I would like a little length, especially coming off of a Cam Reddish.
Very Trent Jr., baby.
Yeah, but let me get back to Mitch for a second. Hold on, let me get back to Mitch for a second. Because the beauty of our team is that we're so young in a lot of positions, which makes, our ceiling a little bit unpredictable because all these guys are under 25, 26 years old. So you're looking at Mitch. The first play of the game was what? A post up on Ayton.
It? Oh, that's right. Because I think it was Grimes fed him, or was it Brunson? Somebody fed him on the post.
Yeah, and he did like a little bit move. He kind of did like a little scoop with his left hand and rolled in and rolled out. We never saw a post again, but I'm starting to see post ups sprinkled into Mitch Robinson's game, and there's room for him to grow, guys. I know people are like, we need him to develop an offensive game, but there's room for him to grow. I remember when we had RJ Barrett and we were easing him into a different role. They used to give RJ Barrett the ball the first play of every third quarter.
That's right.
Have him run the pick and roll with Mitch and have him decide whether to lob it to Mitch or go in for the scoop. My brain is going, are we starting to do that with Mitch? All right, Mitch, we're going to ease you in and give you like a post up every first quarter to work with your magic. Because if he starts to develop a little bit of a post game on top of the defense, on top of the non-fouling, my man is not fouling.
He's not fouling out of games, man. He's not.
Hold up. He's setting screens. Mitch is setting screens now.
Yes, he is.
Wait, he's defensive rebounding? He's rebounding double-double.
He's doing the whole nine, man.
There's really no
Mitch. I think we developed Mitch, right? The team that doesn't supposed to develop players developed Mitch. Yeah. Came in, no college experience. Was this
there's really no reason not to get him
athlete? And he's a starting center in the NBA, and he's sprinkling in some offensive game. If
I'm not mistaken, he was projected top 5 coming into his freshman year of college, but because of all the shenanigans that went on with his first year in college, he dropped. But talent-wise, I think ESPN even had him like in the top 10, for prospects coming out. He was a top 10 prospect, coming out of high school. I mean,
yeah.
So, yeah, I think we got to. I actually felt from the beginning we got to steal. Yeah. I always feel that 5 spot in the point guard spot, you got to give him 3 good seasons, if not 4. To me, those are the 2 hardest positions to learn in the NBA. And so I kind of figured after 4 years he'd figure it out. I was just a little concerned about him getting hurt, but then I saw how freakish, like some of the injury when in Milwaukee when he broke his foot, and the injury when he broke his hand on Randle's elbow. But I was like, that's just bad luck. So let's just see what happens. So now he's playing kind of how I thought he would be. I kind of expected that. I'm expecting a little bit more of eventually post-up game and eventually a little 12-footer. I'm expecting him to come out with that.
He ended up being a better draft pick than Kevin Knox, who was selected alongside him in the lottery, which is kind of ironic.
That's right. They came out together, didn't they?
Sure did.
And, there's really no reason not to get him more involved, too, now that we have more guards playing.
Imagine if they'd have taken one of the Bridges, man.
But we done a lot of good facilitation in the starting lineup. RJ can pass, Randle can pass, Grimes can pass. There's really no reason to get him more involved as a roller.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I agree. Mitchell Robinson and outplaying his contracts. Hold on, switch to the chat. There's 222 people in the chat.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We here. If you're new to the
We
channel, hit the
here.
like and the subscribe button for sure.
Do
We
your
also have
thing.
huh?
No, I said I'm telling the chat, do your thing.
Yeah, do your thing, do your thing. We here after every game talking Knicks basketball. Salute to you guys in the chat. Shout out to B Willis, Pudge NYC, Cash Out, Jane Winston Ellis, my real fake cousin S. Parker, the organic Knicks franchise man child. Everybody else is rocking the show. If you're new, I'm gonna shout you out, so let me know if you're new in the chat. Also, $5 super chat from Ronnie signing says fire sale at Toronto and Bulls this year. Anyone?
Gary Trent Jr.
Are they saying that they think they're gonna blow it up in Toronto?
Yeah, he's saying, do we want anybody from the Toronto Raptors or the Chicago Bulls?
Gary Trent Jr.
We mentioned Gary Trent Jr. as
I
well.
think the thing is, I think Josh Hart would be a better bargain than Gary Trent. Because Gary Trent's making a lot of money, isn't he? I mean, Gary Trent.
I feel like it's probably 15, 18.
Let me see, what is this cap making? Because I know that's what he signed a pretty nice deal. I'm going to find out right now. He signed a pretty nice deal, because he had went from Portland, if I'm not mistaken, and he signed a pretty nice deal. Let me see what this.
He's got the height at 6'5", and he's actually younger than I thought.
I love Gary Trent Jr.
Old,
oh, look at this! So Gary Trent Jr. also has a player option next summer.
Let's go. Let's get him.
He's
His dad was
$18.5 million. Now, this is the thing. Gary Trent Jr. is $18.5 million that he'd be, opting out of. Would he take? What do you guys think he's worth? I don't know. I'm more into 50. I'm more into 54-60 million for him over 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
I'm more into like an option year in year 4 for the team, and 4 years like 60.
18.
What do you guys think?
I don't think he's going to take that. He's going to leave Toronto for that.
Well, he's going to get, right now he's got 17. He's getting 17. And then if he opts in, he's going to get 18.5 next year. Right. So if you gave him, so then he's an unrestricted free agent. He's 25 next year. So I think if you gave him, so he'd be turning in 18.5 for 60.
I kind of like your Josh Hart situation.
I was going to say, I think Josh Hart is better because Josh Hart's getting 12, maybe 13. Let's call it 13. If you offered him 4 years, 60, and then he's coming to play with Brunson, I think he'd be more amenable to that than maybe. I think Trent might think, I can get more. And he might be right. I don't know.
I haven't even been paying attention to Trent this year like I have before. So I need.
He's been hurt. He's been hurt a lot this year. More than
he just got back, and he lit it up for Toronto like a few days ago.
He's going to be 24. He's going to be 24 in a couple of days.
Gary Trent Jr.'s 3-point shooting career 39%.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Gary Trent Jr. 39%.
So he's a 39% from 3.
Pretty damn good. At 6'5".
How about what is Josh Hart from 3?
Josh Hart from 3 career 35%.
All right, so you got 39 versus 35. They're both pretty good free throw shooters, right?
Yeah.
All right, tell me about the rebounding. Tell me about the rebounding. Since you got the stats in front of you, Lee, who's the better rebounder?
I got Gary Trent Jr. is 2.2 total rebounds a game, and then you're talking about Josh Hart, probably the best rebounding guard in the NBA. 6 rebounds a game.
How many?
6 for his career.
6?
Yeah, he's averaging 10 points this season.
And who would you guys consider the better defender?
Gary Trent Jr.
I think it's close though, isn't it, Lee?
It's close.
I feel like
I'm not dogging Hart.
I don't know for that money. I mean, I hear you. I don't think you can go wrong either way. But I think if I'm going to pay, if I can get away, whichever one of those guys takes my $60 million off my hands first, I'm going to give it to them.
I only like Trent because he's taller, 6'5". That's what makes me like him a little bit more.
Yeah, he is a little
young. He's only 23 right now. A lot of potential.
And he's going to be 24 like in 10 days.
Yeah,
he's going to be 24. So
somebody said,
okay,
yeah.
And how old is Hart? How old is he? Let me see. How old is my man Josh Hart? How old is this brother? Let me see here. Josh Hart. He's 27.
27.
So Josh Hart, this he's looking for his last large bag right Yeah, Gary Trent is 23. He's got time to get another bag, but Josh Hart has to get his. He's in his prime. He wants to get his large bag right now. I really would overall. I would lean toward Hart because I think I could get him cheaper. I think he's going to be. Both of them are going to be good. Um, Tom Thibodeau likes veterans. 27. He'll be 27. He'll be 28 next year. I think I would take Josh. I mean, I think Gary Trent's got more upside. I totally think that. And then Gary Trent has proven himself in the playoffs. He's got the nuts to show up. But I think Josh Hart does too. And I think that Villanova connection with Brunson is going to be big. I think. I think I'd offer Josh Hart $60 million. And whichever one of these guys takes my 60, I'm taking.
I hear you.
If Trent says, I think I can get 72, I'm saying, okay, good luck, boy. Okay.
Right.
Because I gotta pay IQ 72.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody in chat says we need 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". I agree. I agree. That would be ideal. It's just rough right now, man. It's
It's a good problem to have.
The Cam thing is kind of disappointing, to be honest with you.
What'd you say, Jay?
Which is why the Cam thing is disappointing.
Oh, I don't think either of these guys are going to be Cam.
No.
I mean, in terms of they're not gonna be on the end of the bench. These guys are gonna play.
Yeah, they're more ready for sure than Cam.
Yeah, he'd be in the rotation. Yeah, both of these guys.
Yeah, but I'm talking.
I mean, we'd have to figure out what the 9-man
these longer
rotation
wings, and we have problems. Like we have Toronto coming up, and you know, like who do we really have to match up with the length of Toronto? You know what I mean? Like
as long as we have Mitch Robinson. And we got Julius Randle playing, bully ball. I'm not worried about him. I'm really not. I'm not worried about him. Did RJ? Did he hurt himself against Toronto? Who did he hurt himself against? Dallas. Who did he hurt himself against?
First quarter versus Dallas. I mean,
how did he show up? What did he do against Toronto last time?
Did he play? I'm not sure if he played.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if he played. But salute to the chat. We got a caller in here. We got a caller in the chat. So. Shout out to the caller. I feel like this is gonna be a long one. If you want to call in right now, we'll accept 4 to 5 more callers, and then we'll shut it down after this because we've been on for a while. I know people want to get ready for the rest of the day.
No, Barrett played against Toronto. He scored 30. Yeah, he scored 30.
Oh, that's right. He did score.
Yeah, he was 11 of 19 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. He went off against
You're right. My bad. Disrespecting
Brunson had a rough game. That's right. They're going, what's the boy's name, man? Fred Van Fleet put the hex on Brunson.
Yeah.
Right.
And IQ, I don't know. Did he played pretty good. He had 20 that game. So yeah, I'm not worried about them. I think we're okay. We just need Brunson to show up. I think we'll be all right. Yeah, that's a big if because I feel like Fred Van Fleet is kryptonite to Brunson.
First caller, let us know what your name is, where you're from. I see somebody asked about a Tobias Harris trade. I'm not sure. Do I want him as a backup though?
No, and why would you pay $40 million for a guy that's not going to start?
That's too expensive for a backup to me.
No, he's 38, 37, 38 million.
Hey, what's up, Jay? Bro, you guys can hear me?
Yeah. Yes. What's your name? Where you from?
Hey.
What's going on, man?
Steve Jackson from the Bronx, man. Fellas, happy New Year to all 3 of you gentlemen, and happy New Year to the chat too, bro.
Absolutely, happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah. All right. So I love my Knicks. And I look at them and I don't understand. All right. What's our window? Are we going to create a window? Are we going to build with Randle? Are we going to trade? Are we going to sell high? Are we going to trade our draft picks to move up in the draft? Or we're going to use those draft picks? I don't know what we're going to do. And that hurts because I'm a diehard and yet I have no idea what they're doing.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I think they're doing. When I see what they're either going first, they're not trading Randle. That's Twitter talk. Randle is not being traded unless it's for like I've mentioned this a million times before. The only thing that really makes sense to me at this point, if we were to trade Randle, is if Embiid comes on the market, because you're trading a power guy for another power guy, and then you free up Obi. That's the only thing that makes sense to me right now. But we aren't trading Randle. From what I see, the plan is to trade for a star or either trade up for a high draft pick in the draft. If something happens where we're allowed to do that, I think it kind of sways between both of them depending on what's happening. So yeah, this is not it's not, Randall's not being traded. It's not happening.
Okay. So, do you anticipate any action before the trading deadline or at the trading deadline?
You said, what did you say?
Or do you anticipate any trading action before the trading deadline? I'm hearing Toppin's name being floated around. I heard Quickly's name being floated around. You know, I still don't know what they do.
They always do something unexpected. Whatever we do, I feel like it's gonna be small, if anything. I'd be shocked if Quickly was traded now. I wouldn't be shocked if Obi was moved. I know we talked about there's a rumor going around. Not sure exactly how true it is, but because of the way our team is and the defense been playing with the second unit, I can see them moving Obi at some point. I'm not sure if it'll be at the deadline or not, but I do expect a small move for something. And I don't think any big moves will happen for this Knicks team until the offseason, if one is available. I don't know if you guys have anything to say about that.
To me right now, I'm not messing with my rotation. I'm trying to just get some expiring money and try to go into, because like someone in y'all mentioned, we got to pay quick. We got to pay. We got to figure out if we're going to bring in a guy. So and then we got to see if there's a superstar available. So all of that plays into it. We don't really know how it's going to play out. I know they got to pay Emmanuel quickly. So if they can get this 38 million off their books and replace it, you get some expiring money. They'll right now, as far as I saw, the Knicks are at 142 million. So if they get rid of 38, they're at 104. They're going to start paying RJ next year. I'm not sure what does he start at? I think RJ starts at 28, something like that. So you're going to try to, you're going to have to move some money. You got to move some money. So I don't know. I swear, I don't know if they're trading Obi, because to me, I'm keeping Obi. If he's going to be if he's not complaining about being a bench piece, I'm keeping him, unless I can get something real superstar in the package for him. So I don't know. And then what are you going to, because are you going to really have to trade somebody in your starting lineup? Who are you trading and for who? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think the trade is going to happen either. There will be some minor consolidation with Fournier, Reddish, Rose, some combination between those three. Maybe even like Peel's contract as a rookie, because I don't see him playing anytime soon this season or next. I don't think anything major is going to happen. I wouldn't mind, again, either an expiring deal. Raw's right. We have to re-sign IQ or some guard help on the perimeter, like an oversized 2 or really long, quick 3. But I don't think anything major is going to happen, even though I wanted to. I think we should be active in the trade market, but Leon Rose has been very subtle since he's taken over and making very smart, shrewd moves under the radar. And Jay Ellis is right. You never know what ends up happening. You never hear about it. So we'll see what happens.
If I can ask, how do you view particularly long-term with Brunson on the team? How do you think that can work, or is just another Obi situation? How do you guys feel about it?
Because Quickly is versatile enough to play 1, play the 2, be a backup. It's not quite like Obi, because Obi is stuck behind also power forward in Julius Randle, and playing Obi and Randle together is an issue defensively. And it's hard to see him slide into the 3 because there's lack of lateral quickness, and it's hard to see him slide to the 5 because he's not big enough or tall enough and blocking shots. So it's not the same situation. Like, you've seen Quickly average the most fourth quarter minutes on the Knicks last season. So even with a full roster, he's still going to get his minutes. So it's apples and oranges to me right now. It doesn't compare.
I agree with that.
All right, fellas.
To me, you really get frustrated with yourself because you really don't know until next.
And all that good stuff for the new year, man.
All right, yo, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for calling. All right, and we got another super chat, and I don't see any more callers, so we can wrap it up. I don't know. Did you guys want to mention anything else about the game? Because I know we kind of like went off the rails. This is a little different show.
I think we did good today, JL.
Okay, no, that was a good show. It was a good show. I see you found out super chat though from Alexander. Says salute, shalom, and happy new year, KOT fam. 100. Let's get a mini win streak going on ahead of this upcoming Milwaukee battle. Yeah, you right about that. Ute Hive, stay strong. All right, shout out to my guy Alexander. All right, yo. Good show. Oh, we got picks for Timmy on the line. Shout out to my guy Picks for Timmy.
Oh yeah.
Timmy, all right. Picks for Timmy.
Picks,
Long
man,
time.
what's going on?
Good, J. Ellis, man. What's good? Uncle Raw. Lee.
What's up,
Escobedo.
Picks?
Let's go, man.
Let's go.
Yo, first, since we got Lee back in, man, we gotta get straight to it, man. Let's put some respect on Mitch's name, man. Let's go.
Respect on who?
Some more respect than we even did, yo.
Oh, Mitch's name. Oh, you're going after Lee.
I'm all in
Yeah,
that. I'm all in that.
Wait,
Any
what
minute
you
that
say, Lee? Hold on. What
Hartenstein
did you say,
gets
Lee?
goes to Mitch.
Say it again.
I said any minute that you think
No, I
about
was
giving
just
out
saying
Hartenstein, just give it to Mitch.
Hold on, Timmy. Hold on, Timmy. What, say it again, Lee.
I said any minute that you're thinking about giving to Isaiah Hartenstein, just give it to Mitch. Hartenstein's a bomb, man. I hate that guy. It's trash.
I am completely disappointed with Hartenstein. Completely, man.
Yeah, man. Fellas, I mean, look, yo, good win tonight, man. Glad the Knicks got an opportunity to show off. And, I don't even got much, man. I just wanted to call and let y'all know we outside, bro.
We outside.
They ain't no before,
Let's
man.
go.
We know it.
We're really outside, man.
We outside.
Timmy Tim.
Yo, look, man, we got to have a special episode, man, for a head-to-head against Raw and Lee Escobedo, man. So we can talk about
Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy.
Tom Tibbin, man. It got to be a whole episode of Tibbin. Tibbs be Tibbin.
The Tibbin episode?
Tibbs be Tibbin. The Tibbin episode.
battle.
Tibbs be Tibbin.
Level. He be out here Tibbin, bro.
Tibbin.
Hey, man. Hey, salute, fellas, man. I'm going to keep it short, man. Y'all fellas have a good night, man. Happy New Year.
All right, Happy New Year.
Hey,
Timmy.
Happy New Year, Timmy.
Yeah, man. Too funny. Oh, man. I still like a backup. Yeah, Hartenstein. I remember, man, I made a declaration like third preseason game. And I usually don't do stuff like that. But people were talking about Hartenstein starting over Mitch, and I was just
I know.
like,
I was like, you got to be kidding me, man. I kept saying, just let's let him be a good backup. That's all I kept saying. Let's let him be a good backup. Let's not go overboard here. But as a backup, he's kind of, wanted.
Yeah.
I just wanted him to be a solid backup. And at first, like the first week or two of the season, he looked like he might be. But then the slow footedness started getting exploited. And that's, and I was like, oh my God, this guy, give me Sims, man. And then I honestly don't think the Knicks believed that Sims would come on the way he has. Like, he really has come on. He's developed very well. I mean, he really has. So I think that's why if they thought Sims was going to be this good, I don't think they would have signed Hartenstein.
I think they were going to do it anyway because they saw the signs last season. That's just their MO, man. I keep saying it.
Probably right.
I keep saying it. Hartenstein is going to be next year's Evan Fournier. He's going
right.
He's going to be next year's Evan Fournier. He's going to be the backup, and then slowly the minutes are going to shrink, and then he's going to be in the bench, being situated.
Well, he's only on a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
His deal is 2 years.
Unless we move him.
Yeah, his deal is 2 years. So they actually could move him anytime. I don't know if they're going to do it this year, but his deal is only 2 years.
I think he's a decent trade candidate. There's a lot of teams I think that would want him. I think we could trade iHeart. I hope we do.
Especially for $8 million. That's the type of number that fills in a lot of gaps for the trade. $8 million. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah.
For a fake stretch five? Yeah, I do. Oh, man. I'm still
no, the
stretch
last
five off
game
the
we
bench.
played Milwaukee. The last game we played Milwaukee, Antetokounmpo had 37. We actually lost by 6. It was a close game. They were battling. They did not have what's his name? Chris Middleton. They didn't have Middleton. And we won by they won by 6. It was a close game.
Middleton's been bad though.
Brunson was really struggling that game shooting the basketball. Who's that?
Middleton.
He hasn't?
Yeah, I haven't checked on him recently, but like last week, he hasn't been good.
Wow. So, I know he just came back recently, right? I mean,
right. So it'll probably take him some minutes to recover and stuff. You're right.
Yeah. Right. He's really good, man. I wouldn't sleep on him, He's really good.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He's really good.
It's a good time to end the show. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you like the show so far, hit that
like button. You're right, JL. He's only averaging 11 points a game.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's bad.
And he's only played 7 games. He's getting 24 minutes and 11 points. Hey, I mean, I understand, working your way backward after 7 games. Goodness, I mean, shoot.
Yeah, 11 points a game is crazy.
11 points a game.
That's Obi Toppin numbers right there. All right.
Yeah, Bobby Portis is averaging 14. Yeah, exactly. But he's not. Obi's not getting 24 minutes.
Yeah, you're right about that.
This cat's getting 24 minutes. Ooh, I don't know. We're gonna see. You know what though? Let's not talk too loud. You know why? It's the Knicks that guys like that all of a sudden break out and get 40. So
you're right about that. Definitely right about that. Yeah. All right, but yo, that is our show. Can we get the likes to like 150? That'd be nice. Before you gave me a nice show, we had breakdowns. We had Tibbs v. Tibbin, Lee versus Raw.
Tibbs v. Tibbin. That's cool.
We had some breakdowns of some guys we like to bring on the game. We had breakdowns of the game. Hit that like and subscribe if you love the show. We'll be back. Probably not everybody, but some sort of KOT situation will be back. I've heard rumblings of an old KOT mate coming back.
Yeah, you did mention this.
Right? But now who you think? Somebody else. I'm not even going to say the name out loud because it hasn't happened yet. And I've been saying it for like a year, but we'll see. We'll see if an OG member comes back.
I heard we might be getting some sweet thick oatmeal too. I heard.
Raw, I did not hear what you just said. I'm pretending like I didn't hear it.
I said I heard that there might be some sweet thick oatmeal coming at some point.
I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea what you're talking about. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Raw, you got chill, Raw.
On that, Raw.
Yeah, the chat knows what I'm talking about.
The Raw, chat knows chill. All right, but that is our show. Raw, let them know where to get volume, man.
Raw Hebrew Remnant at YouTube, on YouTube. Raw Hebrew Remnant on y'all may forget Raw Hebrew Remnant on Twitter and Patreon. Raw Hebrew Remnant, yes.
Otherwise, it's possible. Otherwise, Lee. Let him know where they can find you. Also, check out Lee on SNY. He was with Dexter Henry the other day. So definitely KOT guys, go over there, show that channel some love. You gotta let them know that we in the building. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let them know.
Yeah, I was blessed to let me have him on this morning. I was chatting with him about the Knicks and today's game and the upcoming games next week. But yeah, man, you can find me on Twitter at _Lee Thibodeau, talking smack to my fellow Mav fans and everyone here in Dallas. And going back and forth with Jay Ellis as well on the Knicks. Yeah, this was a fun time, man. We had a lot of people in the chat tonight. I really love Knicks Nation coming out and supporting the channel. Jay Ellis works hard to make this channel for the people, by the people. So shout out to him and Raw Hebrew. Love the debate tonight, man. I'm down to do it whenever you want to.
I'm not into debate. That was off the cuff, man. You had that, but it's all right. I'm just going to chill. I don't like the energy on that. So we just chill.
As long as y'all dap it up at the end, it's all good. This is Knicks basketball. It's Knicks. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good. We do like Maury Povich or the SNL thing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. One more thing. Shout out Leslie Henry. She's new, or he. I'm not sure. Leslie could go either way in terms of a name. So I heard they were new. Shout out to Leslie Henry. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, shout out to Leslie Henry.
Yeah.
All right. Already know what it is. You can find us at the KOT Show on Twitter. Hold on, let me get my, let's see. Can I get to it? Oh, get the snapbacks, the black, white, and the blue and orange at the knickoftimeshow.com. Also, find us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick of Time Show on Instagram, and Knick of Time Show on Facebook as well. Go to SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, everywhere you find podcasts, you could find KOT. And yeah, also check out the blog at knickoftimeshow.com as well. Ken wrote a pretty good piece. I don't know how many parts he's doing, but he's kind of analyzing the front office. It's been getting pretty good reviews. So definitely go to the knickoftimeshow.com to check that out. The first Knick content creation team to have a blog is who? Knick of Time Show, though. A lot of firsts on the KOT. That's one of the first. So shout out to Ryan G, who started it off. Shout out to
The original.
Yeah. It's a lot of firsts. First branded fitted snapbacks were Knick of Time Show. First woman content creator, Knick of Time Show. First, there's a lot. I'm gonna stop. All right. There's more first to come. Trust me, I be working on the behind the scenes. It's all coming together. All right. Hold on, let me get back to the. All right. That is our show. Okay. And as always, on Knicks YouTube, on Knicks Twitter.
Shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess
out here in these Knicks YouTube and Twitter streets. All right. That is our show. We out of here. Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.